Good afternoon, everybody. God, look at all this space that I have. To the left, to my right, all this, I can pull my hands out and arms out. As you can see.
Usually
you
have jokers to the left of you, clouds to the right.
Right. Steve Miller, right? Yeah, well, it's just me, the mouth, as you can see. I'm not sure where everybody's at. I know Aaron's gone doing his thing. I don't know if he's in Virginia or if he's in California, one of the two. And Rick, he's off. I think he was in Colorado last week, got inducted into the Hall of Fame in the state of Colorado.
Yeah.
And this week, I'm not sure.
Damn time.
Yeah, he should a long time ago. But, yeah, I don't know where they're at. The inmates are running the asylum, though. That's for sure.
Woo-hoo.
Thank God, John, you're here. Woo-hoo. It's going to be like Howard Stern and Robin Givens.
Yeah.
So it's just me, the mouth. George Mickle's here today, doing the roundtable. It's kind of weird because when I do shows by myself, it's normally for Aaron's hour. So when I'm looking at the background here and I see the roundtable, I'm going, oh, I feel all alone. It's weird.
You want me I could change the background if you want.
We could do some AI. We can do some AI for Rick and Aaron. You know, they have the AI stuff now. Have you seen that? They have the models now. I saw this on the internet. The AI. You don't know what's real or what's not anymore, even though we've been through that.
Usually,
but now you don't.
Usually the AI, you can tell the AI because they usually have like 6 fingers.
Well, speaking of that, they had one with Trump that had 6 fingers, and it looked like he was in a church.
Yes.
And we all know that he doesn't go to church that much. But the one that really got me was Kathy Lee Gifford. Gorgeous woman. She's mid-70s now. Beautiful, still beautiful. And but they have AIs of her now in a bikini, which you know she's not going to pose in. She's a Christian older woman that could probably get away with a bikini, but she's not posting in a bikini, or they show her real sexy with the nipples showing, you know, through the blouse. And you're going, this is not real. And that bothers me. How do you know what's real anymore? I mean, even in today's world, we've already been accustomed to that since the internet's been around. But now, AI everything. AI robots, AI. You should see the sex dolls that they have. These are real deal. You don't even know that they're not human. It's crazy.
Well,
they just don't bitch at you.
I'm sure you can tell the difference.
Yeah. Well, if you got up close to them, but they're like $10,000, $20,000 for these things. So, yeah, this AI stuff really freaks me out. So it would be weird to have an AI Aaron and an AI Rick on the set, which we could do. You know, it would look almost real. I can't imagine an AI of me, though, or you for that matter. I mean, how would that work? So,
well, the AI for me wouldn't work because the AI can't push buttons.
Right. Not yet. That's coming.
No, it's coming.
Oh, by the way, I read today, and I want to offer my condolences. Did you ever listen to the Allman Brothers?
Of course.
I grew up with Allman Brothers.
Yeah.
Dickie Betts died today.
What?
Dickie Betts died.
Oh, no shit.
80 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, he was.
That's scary, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, Jesus. And he, of course, the fact that he lived that long is amazing. I mean, those guys.
Yeah.
The Allman Brothers. And he wrote a lot of their great music and a lot of their great hits. And unless you're an Allman Brothers fan, you probably don't know who Dickie Betts was. But great guitarist. He's the one that talked Duane Allman into getting Greg Allman in the band.
Yeah. In
the old days. And then, of course, we all know Duane Allman passed away early 70s, but they kept going. And you just see all these bands now that we're losing.
Shit, look at the Rolling Stones, man.
They're the only ones.
Yeah.
I mean, Keith Richards, fuck, he'll be here 100 years from now.
He'll outlive the cockroaches.
You're right, definitely. Well, he's had so many blood transfusions. He's got fresh blood. And Mick Jagger, his parents lived to be in their late 90s.
Yeah.
So he's got another 10, 15 years to go.
Rock and roll, man.
It is, man. I swear to God, the music's kept me alive. I also saw Van Halen last week, 50 years ago, last week they played their first show.
Wow.
How is that possible? How is that possible? When you go back, and you're a little older than I am, but how do you go back and all those bands and everybody's gone, man? It's just, and I saw an article with Huey Lewis. He's got
hearing problems.
Real bad. Yeah. And again, it was self-made because of the music and his career, but great career.
But
and
he's doing
Broadway.
That's it. He's got a show on Broadway. That's what it was.
I read an article about him. He said he was not too fond of Broadway. He never respected the actors and the music. And I have to admit, being an actor in the beginning, I always wanted to be on TV or movies. Stage acting was different, but then I got into stage acting, and I actually worked off Broadway back in the early 80s. So I learned to appreciate Broadway actors and stage actors.
I mean, it takes a lot of guts to stand up there in front of a crowd, right?
I made that
because if you screw up, you've screwed up. It's not like, oh, cut, let's reshoot.
Right.
That. Yeah.
Right. You have to hopefully recover.
Yeah.
Without the audience knowing. And that actually happened to me back when I was 19. I did a play called what the hell was it called? It's a play that's it's a stage play, but there's no props really. It's an old play written in the early 1900s.
Okay.
And God, I can't remember the play. I did it like 3 times. But there's a scene where my character and Emily, the girl, when it's high school, college age,
right,
and they were falling in love. This is the early 1900s, and they were at a soda fountain, and they were having a malt, and they were sharing the malt. And the scene was 3 or 4 pages just between us two.
Right.
You're talking 3, 4, 5-minute scene. And holy shit, if I didn't go blank about halfway through. And when you go blank for a couple seconds, it seems like an eternity.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh, fuck, oh, my God. And I stopped, and she just, where I left off, and she just casually picked up. We cut about a page out, but nobody knew except for the cast and the director. Right. And it was just seamless. I mean, I was embarrassed myself, but the audience didn't know.
Right, the audience didn't know.
She knew, and when I got off stage, the director knew. She reamed my ass backstage so hard. And then the last thing she said to me, she goes, but the sign of a great actor is to recover as if nothing ever happened.
Right.
And you did that.
Yeah.
But don't ever let it happen again. I never did. That was like, that's worse. That's scarier than being on a diving board looking over a cliff or something.
Yeah.
That's scary when that happens. But going back to Huey Lewis, he's got a show on Broadway now with his music.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They, a lot of these rock stars now, they're going to Broadway now. And they're having their music modified to do a Broadway play, and now he loves it. And it's another avenue for him because he can't perform anymore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
he can still sing, but he can't hear the pitch, and he's got tendonitis too, which is where the vertigo shit that would bother me the most. The
tendonitis or tinnitus?
Tinnitus. Yeah, not tendonitis.
Yeah,
tinnitus, and it's the vertigo.
Right.
That would bother me the most. Constant vertigo, you never get over it. That would be horrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. So, but what's going on? What else is going on? I just had to talk about Dickie Betts and the Rockstar Life. Who else passed away? OJ passed away. We know that. He got cremated in Las Vegas yesterday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, he did. He did. Hey, Rick. All right, man. Rick's in Denver. He's at the airport. All right. There's Mr. Aaron. At the Palms. Oh, that's right. He's at the Palms for the TNA wrestling contract signing. That's right. Have fun, Aaron. I know everything's going good for you. Have fun. And safe travels, Rick. I think you're coming back.
Yeah, and don't call us. We're busy.
Right. Although I can actually read the number with my new glasses.
That's cool, yeah.
Is it 702-992-32071?
That's the one.
Oh, my. 3207.
There's 3207.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I see. Yeah. What the fuck? 5 numbers in the phone number. But
so you finally got glasses, huh? What made you do it?
Well,
not being able to see.
Right, basically. Well, I had the cheap glasses. You buy like 10 pairs for 10
$99,
bucks on Amazon, and they
Right.
send you. I had one in each room, but they kept breaking. And then at work, then I would have glasses for driving, and
Right.
I can see. And so I said, well, fuck, I'm just going to have to combine them.
Yeah.
And I have insurance, and went in, and
Hey, what the hell?
I went in, and a couple of weeks ago did the eye test.
Right.
They said for the most part my eyes are pretty good. They did say that I failed some test, and I got to come back in 90 days to try it again. But
Okay.
in the meantime, they gave me the
What,
bifocal.
IQ test or
Yeah, the IQ. No, it was some eye
something with
test.
some kind
Right.
of eye test? Okay.
But I don't have bifocals, but I have the little squares at the bottoms to read with.
Oh, okay.
So I'm having to,
I've got they're like trifocals.
yeah, I don't try, but these are, I have to, I'm learning. She said it
Yeah.
might take a week. I got a headache first couple of days. She said that was normal.
Well, that's walking around like
Right.
this.
Yeah, like looking and trying to see everything. And I wore them to drive, and they worked. So again, I just doing stuff without glasses. It's pretty much over, I guess.
Yeah.
Everything's so
Well,
blurry
okay.
now.
So the next thing, you got to get yourself one of those little things that tie around your neck. Because
so
here's what, and I learned the hard way, right? Because I put him.
the phone's ringing. Holy shit.
If that's Aaron, I'm gonna kick his ass.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what's going on with the
Stand
phone.
by.
Yeah. Stand by, everyone. It's the telephone. Wow. I like how he answers at WWDBTV.com.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
Oh,
Hey,
what are we
got
doing
a
now?
caller on the line.
A caller. Who the hell's
All
the
right,
caller?
Stand by.
Stand by.
Oh, you know what?
we
hey,
can't stand by.
Ricky, call me.
Oh,
back
is it
in
Rick?
about a minute. I gotta
Okay.
reboot this.
He's in the airport. He must be bored. He's waiting for another flight.
So
He's waiting for a
just got
connecting
1
flight. Is that what he's doing?
okay, thanks, man. Bye.
He's waiting for a connecting flight. Is he bored? Is that what it is, Rick?
No, he's gonna call us right back.
Okay, cool. Well, in the meantime, we're just here hanging out. Improv radio is what I call it. In Vegas, the weather's now starting to turn a little bit. We're
Well, yeah,
85.
Yesterday was beautiful, man. This morning was nice, and now the damn clouds are coming in. The wind's coming up. What the hell?
Well, I don't mind. I'm not ready for I saw 91 in the next few days. I'm going, holy shit, I'm not ready for that. Why can't it be 75?
Dude, it's
year
almost
round?
May.
Well, usually it doesn't get 90s until May, and 100 usually end of May, June.
Yeah,
It's going to come
but
faster.
still, I mean,
We had a mild winter.
usually, yeah, we're usually in the 80s by now, man.
Well,
So
I think 75 year round would be great for Las Vegas.
80.
Okay. 80?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
80.
80's not bad. In the mornings, like 50, 55.
Yeah.
But you can't have dream weather like that all the time.
God,
So,
no. We'd have to move all the. I say the heat is the only thing that keeps out the riffraff, man.
Right. Well, as far as heat, as far as the bugs are concerned,
Yeah.
they're too hot.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, did you know in the United States, this is the first time in over 200 years where there are these cicadas, whatever they call them?
Cicadas. Two different breeds.
Right. They're going to come up out of the ground after 220 years. I guess it's a cycle, but it's been
Right.
a long time since they both showed up. But guess where they're not going to be?
Here.
Whew.
Yeah.
Too fucking hot for those guys. They're saying, we're not going to Vegas.
Well,
And that's the best part of living here.
That's what. Have you ever heard cicadas?
Yeah, well, grasshoppers, they rub their
they're like that.
Yeah.
And so that's what it sounds like when you have tinnitus all the time.
really.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, I have to
You get tinnitus?
Oh yeah, I've had it for years. To go to sleep at night, I have to leave a TV on or the radio or something, because when it's quiet, it gets so loud, I can't go to sleep.
There's no medicine or nothing
Nope,
that can
there's
help.
nothing you can do for it. They claim they don't know what causes it or whatever, so I don't know. I think it's actually sound from a parallel universe that's leaking over into our universe.
Whatever. Here we go. One of these days we're going to go into the conspiracy shit. That's for sure. Oh, what do you think? Speaking of that, you saw RFK Jr. has denied or is not accepting Secret Service protection. He says he doesn't want it.
Oh, good.
Why is that good? You think there's not some crazy guy out there that possibly could
and
make a name?
Most of them are related to him.
Right. Well, yeah, I know his family's not too crazy about what he's doing, but
no, they just all came out today and in support of Joe Biden.
Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't want to go there, but I think RFK's candidacy is going to hurt both the other two candidates a bit. You know,
I don't think so, and you know why?
Why?
Because he's going to get tapped as VP
by Biden.
Fuck no.
Well, it won't be Trump. Trump already asked him, and he said no. And he said his wife said she'd kill him if he did.
You watch. You watch.
I'm not going to disagree. I think it would help Trump if he did that. But I think, in fact, I don't want to go there either. But Biden, I think it's going to hurt Biden more because a lot of his supporters that are not happy with him, they're certainly not going to go to Trump.
Right.
So they might go to Kennedy first. So again, I don't know how that's going to play out. He reminds me of Ross Perot. Like I think you mentioned that 3 weeks ago. Kennedy reminds me of Ross Perot 30, 40 years ago. 40 years ago. Yeah. When he entered as an independent candidate.
That's the only similarity between those two.
Well, Ross Perot took votes away from both those candidates. Who was it back then? And it was Reagan, Bush.
Any independent candidate does. A third party candidate.
I think there should be
take votes away from yeah.
Well, I think there should be more than just the two major parties, don't you think? Just off the cuff, just generically.
That depends on
the candidate.
No, that depends on how you're going to, because you need a certain number of. Number one, if you're going to do three parties or have a third candidate, a serious third party candidate. You're going to have to get rid of the electoral college,
right?
Because that won't work,
right?
So if you got rid of the electoral college, and I'm not against having a third party,
right?
It will make things a little more complicated in the election process,
right?
We'd have to change some of the rules on, and if it's just. If you don't have to get a majority of the votes, you just get the most. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rather than you have to get at least 51%, like in the primaries.
Right.
So,
well, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So what else is going on specifically in Las Vegas? April. What's going on?
I'll tell you what. I went Sunday. I got a chance to go up and see that Stephen Sondheim play at the Aliante, the Follies.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal. It was great.
And that was at Aliante Station?
Yeah.
What, do they have like just a showroom?
They've got I think it's called the Access. It's
a theater?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, like a stage and everything. And it's like, shit, they had like a 32-piece orchestra there.
Wow.
It was great. I mean, you had Kelly Clinton, Clint Holmes.
Yeah.
A lot of local celebrities in there. And I think they did a great job. So
I used to see was it Kelly Clinton and Clinton or not Clinton? Yeah, Clint Holmes at the Bootlegger.
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Used to go in there all this.
And if you've seen Kelly Clinton perform,
been a while.
She's hilarious. I mean, she's a great entertainer. I love her. But I got such a kick out of seeing her on the stage with this group, and all I could think about was, "Yep, that's Kelly Clinton Holmes." She just has that personality and that she always has that great smile. And
is that show going to run for a while, or is it just a few days?
It was a limited engagement. They only did 6 shows, but it's gotten everyone that I've talked to that's seen it. The reviews were great, so they may bring it back next year for a longer run. But
somewhere, yeah.
And I did get, let's see, I ran into Nate Tannenbaum.
He did the weather in Grand Junction, Colorado, where I'm from. And this is back in the mid 80s. And I moved here, you know how these guys were, they disappear here and there. Next thing you know, I moved here in 88. Next thing I know, I'm turning on the TV channel when I first moved here at my friend's apartment. Damn, there's Nate Tannenbaum, man. So yeah, he travels around pretty good, but he's been here forever. He's worked at every
WWDBTV,
station
the Roundtable,
that there
and all
is.
that other stuff.
Oh, we've got secret phone call.
I'm
Somebody's
good now,
calling.
man. Okay, so stand by. Hey,
Stand by.
let's see what we got here.
What do we got? Does it work? Does the shit work? We got somebody here. Is it working? Oh, I can hear myself there. What's going on? Anybody there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Hey,
Hello?
what's up, Rick?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man?
Hey, Rick, how are you, man? Everything good?
Man, yeah, everything is wonderful, man. How you doing?
Good, good. I walked in the studio and it just felt so empty, and I'm going, where in the hell is everybody?
I know that's right. We left you abandoned, didn't we? Just like a kid on the side of the road, man.
That's right. But I came in and boom, boom, we're doing it. I see you're in Denver. You're at the airport. Are you coming back, coming home, or are you going somewhere else?
Man, it's like I've been WW all over the world, man. Yeah. You know, I started out going up to Minnesota, man. That'll be going through my 50th year anniversary, man, of lettering, and got my pen from the University of Minnesota. Spent time with my kids, and now I'm here in Denver. Went to the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame last night. One of my teammates went in last night, man. What a great festive time. Saw a bunch of the guys, man, that I played with, and yeah, it was just absolutely great, man. I've had a great time. I'm ready to come home, man, and sleep in my own bed, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'll bet. Yeah. Well, till when you get back here, it's going to be 85 degrees here and sunny, so it should be pretty nice when you get back into town.
Well, I'm ready to work on my tan, man. Let me tell you, I've been in the clouds. You know,
Right.
It's been cloudy, and I'm just getting a little pale, man.
Yeah. We noticed that, man.
Well, we have the sun here for you. That's for sure. I'm glad you had a great time, man. And congratulations. I'm really happy that you got in the Hall of Fame in Colorado, and that you had some fun in Minnesota and got recognized for your accomplishments there in football. And it's just great to be able to say that I know you and work with you. And I'm glad that it's all worked out.
Yeah, well, hopefully, man, we'll be back, man, all back together here in just a few minutes, and you know, we can sit there and terrorize each other, man, like we normally do, man.
That's
give
right.
Some good information.
Hey, we don't get the views unless you're here.
Look,
when I do solos, I see maybe 4 people. That kind of. But
and that's your wife and your kids, right?
That's it. Oh, it was funny. I was telling John earlier before I got here. I got here about 15 minutes before the show started. I got out of the shower. We have a flood in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got to go home and deal with that. And just one thing after the other. But you know how it is. You get through it.
But I heard you're a Mr. Fix-It. I heard you can do it all.
I don't know whoever told you that is lying to you. The last thing
I am. You sat right next to me and said it.
I am not domesticated at all as far as that. A screwdriver and a hammer. I don't know what to do with it.
You're an actor. Act like you are.
Well, I know. Yeah. Well, I could do that. I could play a plumber in a movie.
Yeah, there you go.
But to actually do it at home, that's a different story.
I don't think anybody wants those parts, bro. I think you're on your own on those.
Right. Well, hopefully one of these days. I did actually submit there next week. There's a movie. It's called Easy Waltz with Robert De Niro and Vince Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming to town for 7 weeks. So I'm trying. That's a long time for a film. So I'm going to try to get some days on that. So.
Yeah, didn't Mark Wahlberg? They just got approved for that. What $1.8 billion studio that he's going to build out in Summerlin?
You know, I've been here since the late 80s, and we've all been hoping, the local film community, that Hollywood recognize Vegas and come here.
Right.
And you've heard it a lot over the years, but finally, since Mark Wahlberg moved here 2-3 years ago, he's actually gotten stuff moving. Originally, just a year ago or 6 months ago, the Nevada tax film credit, they turned it down, and I never understood why they did that. But now, Howard Hughes Corporation and Sony has gotten together, I'm assuming with Mark Wahlberg's help, that they're building a studio here, but that's still 3 years away. I can still play somebody's grandfather by that time.
Yeah.
I can still, or I can play some creepy guy in the hallway for a thriller or something. We'll get Rick.
You can play the janitor. Yeah.
Right. I'll play.
You can play the plumber in high school. You know, with
Well, you know what? Oh yeah, like in the '80s high school sitcoms or movies.
Well, George,
The
George,
scary
I know you
movies.
can play those roles very well. You have a lot of experience in that.
Well, I wish you were my agent, Rick. We're gonna have to.
I would get you some paper, big dog, because you're good at what you do, big fella.
Oh, I appreciate that, Rick. Thank you so much.
I hear you.
If I can get you as my agent, give you 20%. We'll go together to Hollywood and we'll make it big.
You don't have to go to Hollywood now.
Well, not yet,
Right.
but that's the goal. That's the goal to have Hollywood here, Hollywood 2.0.
Yeah.
Now they'll still probably.
Well, look here. When I get back, look here. We'll sit down and we'll negotiate, man. How much I'll make, and that'll deal how much you make, and we'll go for it. Okay?
We have to do. I have to do something, Rick. I got to hurry up. Retirement's around the corner, although I don't always act it. But yeah, it's in reality, it's right there.
I hear you. Is
something.
Big John keeping you in line? Is Big John keeping you in line over there?
Oh, yeah, we're having fun here.
You know, John, he has an answer for everything. Doesn't matter how intelligent
Dude,
it
if I don't
sounds
have
or
an
not.
answer, I just make it up.
Right. Improv the answer. This is what it is, improv radio. So it doesn't matter if
he
you're...
didn't start WWDBTV just because.
That's right.
Right on.
And he's one of those guys that can go with the flow and make shit up as it happens, and I'm still learning that, but it works.
Well, we're all gonna be much better as long as we stay around John. Some of that will rub off on us, man. I'm sure.
I ain't rubbing nobody.
Oh, he ain't rubbing nobody.
Not even yourself, huh? Okay.
Well, that I might there, yeah.
No P. Diddy. I like Mike Tyson. No P. Diddy. Hi, how are you? Oh boy.
Hey, George, I want to ask you a question. Have you seen the big blaster gun, man, that Mike Tyson has now? So that you get blowed up, man, with some marijuana?
What?
What was that again?
Have you seen the big gun that he has? He's developed, where you can go ahead and pack it, and you can shoot somebody, and they get just blowed up, man, with marijuana.
Oh, no shit. Was it like it's like a bong but shaped like a pistol, and you put it in your mouth?
Oh, it's almost like an AR-15.
Oh, what you put it in your mouth and pull the trigger and the smoke goes in your mouth? Is that something?
However you want to do it, you can put it in your mouth. You can
that's
walk
real
around and blow it
smart.
on people.
That's
real smart.
I'm like,
Right.
You're weird, man.
right. You put an A15 in your mouth to get high on.
Yeah.
Although
Look, wrong bong.
he's going to make a lot of money off it. That's for sure.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So what do you think of
He
this?
should have made one in the shape of an ear.
Right.
That's right.
Well, they have gummies in the shape of an ear that he's selling.
Okay.
You can buy
That's right.
you can buy CBD
makes
gummies
sense.
shaped like an ear. I think it's
It makes
hilarious.
sense.
But
It
you
makes
know,
sense, man.
since you brought up Mike Tyson, I saw him on an interview, and boy, he surprised me in a lot of ways. I don't know if he's gotten wisdom over the years, but some of his quotes that he says, I'm thinking, oh my God, he's, you don't think of Mike Tyson as someone who can.
He's reasonably intelligent.
Yes.
For a stupid guy.
Yeah, for a fighter.
Yeah.
And I was
But
totally
the thing
shocked.
But the thing about it, guys, he's been hanging around the right people. Let's put it that way.
Now he has.
Your influences, man, change your mannerisms and how you talk and how you treat people. And I think he's been hanging around the proper people that can help him evolve out of fighting.
Well, yeah,
That makes sense.
and he's married and he's older now, and
Right.
he's gone through a death of a child.
But wasn't he married to Robin Givens?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what started this downfall.
Yeah, that was 100 years ago. Why do you say it started his downfall?
Well, that's when he lost to Buster Douglas, all those problems that he was having with Robin Givens at the time. And he lost that fight against Buster Douglas. And, his life was in disarray at that time. And then soon after, was it after Buster Douglas that he lost, that he went to prison?
That's right.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think when you got girls coming into your hotel room at 2 a.m, I've been there. Come on in, but you just never know when the wrong girl's going to do something or say something. And I know we've all taken.
But the thing about that, why is this young lady coming up to his room at 2 o'clock in the morning and she's in a beauty pageant, bro.
Right, right. And you really think that they're just there to have milk and cookies,
Of course.
and I would have done the same thing, whatever happened. And, I think you got railroaded there, but, who knows? I think about all the stuff I did in the 80s. God forbid there was YouTube or any type of social media or cell phone. I'd be in jail a long time ago.
That would go along with all of us, believe me.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm grateful for no social media back in the 80s.
Hey, Mr. Rick, I thank you for calling in, but we're going to have to go to a break here pretty soon. Otherwise,
Okay.
The voice is going to start calling in, getting pissed off.
Oh, is he?
Okay.
He wants that damn advertising.
You got to have it, man. Those sponsors are
Okay.
what keeps the show afloat.
Hey,
All right.
Rick,
Hey, guys, you guys take care. Looking
Rick,
forward to
we
getting
love
back
you,
with
Rick.
Safe
And,
trip, man.
you guys take care.
thanks for
got
calling,
it,
Rick. I
brother.
appreciate it.
Bye.
You're more than welcome. Take care, guys.
Mr. Rick Upchurch. All right. So we're
Tricky
going to
Ricky. All right.
we're going to go to commercial. Is that what we're doing? You're
Let's
telling
take
me
a commercial break here, okay?
we'll be back in 2 and 2. Remember what was his name?
Yeah.
We'll be back in 2
yeah.
and 2.
Okay. You
Chuck
got it.
Woolery.
Chuck Woolery. Yeah.
That's right.
Here we go. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Edgar Alejandro. I'm the co-founder of Rising Again Productions. So we've been here in Vegas producing films for the past couple of years, and we've seen our fair share of studios. We worked in our fair share of studios, and to be honest, WWDBTV has been our favorite by far. John is so welcoming. The space is wonderful. It's perfect for what we need. We've had rehearsals here. We've had callbacks here. We've had table reads here. So if you're a Vegas creative, or really just a creative coming into Vegas, definitely check out this space. Chat with John. I think you'll find that this studio has everything that you'll need as well.
Bang, we're back. I actually like how this sounds. I like the little bit of an echo. I like that. It sounds good. It does.
That's because I had the speaker.
Okay, now I love that though. I love the feedback.
Yeah,
though.
but it
But then it
sucks.
fucks. Oh, then it sucks.
going out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so
'Cause
much
then
for
you
that
get-
idea.
You get a little.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, for you get the beep because I don't get. I think it
No,
sounded
you don't.
good.
You wouldn't hear it, but I hear it.
Oh,
in there.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It-
Well, we're
it's a
back to
little-
normal. All right.
So what did you what you were asking about Edgar and
Oh
Rising
well,
Again Productions?
again, I
Yeah.
was. Hey, we can do it on air. The world's listening.
Yeah,
I was talking about seeing your relationship with Edgar and talk about what he thinks about the vampire film. If he's got anything on his
okay.
plate,
I'll mention it.
if
to
he
him.
has anything on his plate, or
I
if he
know
doesn't.
for the next week and a half there, because he shoots for other people too.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Is that what he does for a living, or does he
Yeah,
have?
that's how he makes his money, so he can make his films. But
Maybe we could
no, I'll mention
collaborate.
it to him. Yeah,
Maybe we could collaborate
I'll mention it
and
to
do
him.
stuff in here. And
Yeah.
you've got the script. You
Yeah.
know, maybe just kind of ask him if he's got anything on the horizon, and if he'd be willing to maybe, if nothing else, help us out a little
Yeah.
bit here about how maybe. Again, I don't know if he's done silent films before, but this is like something new for a lot of people.
Well, he's got 3 films out there that he's done.
But they're not black and white silent films.
No.
So and again, there's some directors that may.
I'm telling you, you keep an eye out for them because
I will. I'll look it
They
up.
are going places. They got their shit together,
That's what we need. That's what I need.
and they do it all. I mean, they write it, they direct it, they film it, they edit it. They are the real deal.
Well, the thing for me would be, depending on, he may not even have an interest in the film,
Right.
but if he did, having you and him directing, and then, Rennie who wrote the script, and then we could do a lot of, I don't know how he would be with black and white and green screening stuff. I'm sure he
Right.
has done that kind of stuff before. Maybe not silent,
Right.
but some directors find that intriguing. Some don't have an interest in it at all.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Beekeeper with Jason Statham?
No, but it's on my bucket list to
We watched it the other night, and
Yeah.
he's such a great actor. I mean, there's
I like him. Yeah.
actors, there's actors that do just certain types of films, like what do they go? Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Bruce Willis, the action hero type stuff. Jason Statham's one of those guys, although he's got a little more depth because of his characters have flaws in him. So does Mel Gibson with Lethal Weapon. But a lot of these superhero guys are these guys that do that kind of stuff, action heroes. The Beekeeper was a great story. It really was.
I've seen him in a couple of other things that were slightly different from what he normally does. And I think he's a good actor. He does a good job.
But, and I think.
And he's got he can do comedy.
Yes.
He can do subtle comedy.
Right. Well, that's some of the lines in this film are subtle, and you're just chuckling and going, hey, that's funny, even though it was just dry. Not even, I wouldn't say dry humor, but just like you said, subtle. It just comes out and it's just right there. And the writing has to be really good for that. And I'll tell you one thing about films, especially if they open a studio here. Yeah, the acting's got to be really good, but it's the writing.
The writing is the key.
You can take a mediocre actor and turn him into an A+ star with the right script.
Yeah, if he follows the script.
Right. You're right. And I'll tell you, a lot of directors.
And you can take a great actor and ruin their career too.
With a shit script. Yeah. And a lot of actors have done. Not every actor's done. Every movie's perfect.
Right.
There's always one or two, especially if you've got a longevity, you've done 40, 50 films, you're going to have a couple of duds.
Right.
It happens. It's like I watched a special on Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood will be 94 in the next couple of weeks or something. I just saw, he looks pretty frail now. He still he had a beard and it looks like
the picture reminded me of
the Unabomber.
Howard Hughes in the in the end days.
Right. I was thinking like the Unabomber too. But he's still working.
Yeah.
He's doing another film.
And a lot of people, that's what keeps them going.
Yeah.
When they stop working, they're gone.
Now, and I've heard a lot of actors that work with him. He's real, just quiet and subtle. He doesn't say, and action. He'll say something, everything. Everybody ready? Okay, let's go. That's it.
Yeah.
He doesn't get boisterous or loud. And some of the actors sometimes have to get used to his style because it's not, and action. It's just real quiet.
Right.
Okay, everybody ready? Lights are on? Okay, let's go. Boom, that's it.
Yeah.
And they do it. There's no pressure, no that anxiety for an actor, and he lets you work with the script as long as you don't go off track or off base of the initial meaning of the line or the scene. As long as you don't change the meaning, you can go off script just a little. I prefer being on script. It's just easier for me just to learn it.
Right.
And then when you get there, some directors, okay, you can feel around a little bit, you can play a little bit, which is nice. Well, it gives an actor some room to move around.
The only thing about that is that if you're playing against an actor who is not capable of doing that, then that screws them up because you haven't said the line that you were supposed to say. You said it a little differently. You improvised a little bit, and now they're going, "What the?"
Right.
What,
You have to know. You can't change, especially for an actor when their actor's waiting for that lead-in line for him. You can change whatever. Just don't change that last line that you're doing because the actor's waiting for that lead-in to do. But I will tell you, if you learn the scene and understand what the scene's all about, and after you get the lines down, it just comes naturally, and the lines will just come because actors have to listen. It's not just about memorizing the script. You got to listen.
Well, they got to pay attention to what the hell's going on.
You got to learn the scene as well, which will help you say the lines without having to worry about memorizing them. So that I've taken the method acting where you go out and be a bum for a week to learn how to be homeless. I don't have to do that.
Yeah,
I know some actors just have to go out there in homeless clothes and not take a shower for a week to get into character. I don't have to go that far.
Right.
I know Val Kilmer was one of those actors where when he played Jim Morrison, did you ever see The Doors?
Oh, yeah. He did an awesome job.
My favorite film he ever did. And they said, but you couldn't call him by his real name on set. It was Jim because he didn't want to get out of character. That to me is a little taking it too far somewhat. If you're good, you can
But
get
that
in and
worked
out.
for him.
Yeah, it does work for him. I can go in and out of character, no
Right.
problem. I don't need to. You can be George on the set during a break in the scene. I don't have to be. You can't call him Jim. You can't call him George. So that's not how I. But I was always learned about acting. There used to be a great coach here. His name was Daryl Wayne. God rest his soul. He passed away in 2010, I think. He would ask me, because he knew my mom was a Holocaust survivor, as an actor, could I play a Nazi soldier or Hitler? Of course. I'm an actor.
Right.
And it wouldn't affect how I felt about what my mom went through because I'm acting. And I've always wanted to, I would love to play a Nazi soldier in a Holocaust film, just to see to play the other side.
Right.
And then again, that's acting. Could if you were a Muslim actor, could you play Jesus Christ, the character? Well, as an actor, yes. Regardless of how you're feeling about religion or social issues, you got to be able to play that character. Could I play a gay character? Sure, with a little practice. With a little practice, I could. But yeah, so you got to be able to play any character if you're a true actor. And I know a lot of these action heroes. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger. He cried and fake crying. You got Visine. I can really bust out crying if I had to. You have to find a sad moment in your life and project that into the scene and use it, which I can. But you got like some of these big manly actors that consider it, being weak if you have to do that. But that's an all-around actor. And that's why action heroes are action heroes. Some actors can play the thriller parts, but yet crazy psycho parts that wouldn't be so much an action hero. For example, for females especially, Julia Roberts. She cries in every fucking movie she does. She's great at it.
Yeah.
There's a scene or two that every time she's got to cry.
Beverly Washburn.
Who?
Beverly Washburn.
Who the hell is Beverly Washburn?
Remember
Forgive
the movie
me.
Old Yeller?
Yes.
She played the little girl in Old Yeller.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was in Star Trek.
Oh,
Back in the 60s,
yeah. Okay.
She's done over 500 films.
Jesus.
And she's done dozens of TV series, like with Sally Fields and what was the other one?
Is she local? Does she live here?
Oh yeah. Well, it's actually she lives in Henderson.
Oh, well, that's here.
Yeah.
I live in Henderson.
Yeah. And that was her. That was kind of her big thing. She could do that. She could cry on cue.
Right.
And in fact, she wrote a book called Real Tears and REEL.
Oh,
Tears.
for film and how to
Right. So
no, sometimes it's easy for people. Sometimes it isn't. I can laugh on cue. I can get angry on cue. That's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Or you've got actors that have that play cop, like for instance, Dragnet. What was his name? Jack Webb.
Jack Webb.
Just the facts, man. He never broke character. And cops and police and law enforcement, detectives, prison guards, they're one of the easier characters to play because they don't really show any emotion.
They're one-dimensional.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of work out there for actors like that the character might be one-dimensional, but they're talented also.
Sure.
They could do other things. So who else? Well, look, I just read an article on Tom Selleck. He just turned 79.
I know.
Can you believe that shit?
Yeah, I believe it.
Tom Selleck, 79 though. I mean, where does the time go? Last thing I saw, he was Magnum and holding that chick in the water going like this, in the beginning of Magnum.
Yeah.
And then he went to Blue Bloods.
Yep.
He did pretty good. He never did well in the movies. He did a couple of good movies, but never had a so-called movie career. There's TV actors.
Quigley Down Under.
Which is a great movie. He also did that one where he played the detective. He went to prison and he got out. He had to escape. He got in trouble. He got in trouble for beating up somebody or shooting somebody, and he had to go to prison. And he got out and changed his life, but he went after the bad guys when he got out. He got out.
I don't remember that.
I'm trying to remember. Gene Simmons was in it. Gene Simmons and Tom Selleck. You got to look it up. Yeah, Gene Simmons played a real crazy character in that movie too. So, But yeah, if Hollywood moves here, you know what it's going to bring for us?
Jobs.
10,000, 15,000
Yep.
jobs. Not just actors, not just producers, but gaffers and equipment guys and camera guys and lighting
and
and
restaurants and
right,
catering and equipment and
everything.
rentals and
I'm
you
hoping
name
that
it.
they're still going to cast some of the bigger actors,
Well,
the A-list.
You know why I'm looking forward to it?
You'll be working.
You bet your bippy I will, because I do the audition videos for some local actors here.
I'm going to have to redo some of mine stuff too. Mine's aged a little, although.
No. What I'm saying is they're auditioning for a part.
So
they don't go in and audition anymore.
Yeah, it's all online.
They have to send
Most
in,
of it
they
is.
have to send in videos.
Right.
So yeah, I've been doing that here.
Yeah. Do you know I once got an audition over the phone?
Really?
Which was the only time it ever happened for me. It's an unusual way. It was, I don't know, not that long ago, 15 years ago maybe, because we were still doing the video stuff and sending it in. Now it's more commonplace where you send your video.
Right.
But I was on the phone, and again, it wasn't that long. 2015 when I ran for president.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the toilet when I decided to run for president. I said, well, if Trump can do it and Carly Fiorina and a couple of others, these guys can do it. And then another candidate called D's Nuts.
Yes.
I'm thinking, well, if this guy can run for president, what the fuck do I got to do? So I looked everything up, but I ran for president. And then 6 months later, after the election was over, I get a call from a small independent film producer in Hollywood. And we start talking. Hey, Harry, introduce yourself. I'm thinking, holy shit, what's going on? Inside, I was thinking, oh my God. He goes, did you run for president of the United States in 2016? I said, yeah, I did. And I started telling him about the idea, where it came from, sitting on the toilet. He started laughing, that kind of thing. And told him that I got around 10,000 votes. And I was humored by that.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
But, and I wasn't a legitimate candidate, a viable candidate anyway. But I got my life threatened a few times, and they would, I guess, followed me on the internet and saw all this stuff. And he called me up and said, we have it's not a small role. There's no such thing as a small role or a little part. Every
it's only
part,
small actors.
Right. But there was a scene or two that in the film of President of the United States. And he said, we were planning on doing a sequel where the president's role gets a little bigger, and we would like for you to audition. I'm thinking, cool. When do you want me to come down? I'm thinking to drive down to Hollywood, take a couple of days. He goes, no, we want you to audition. I said, okay, when do you want me to do it? They're going, well, we want you to audition right now. I said, right now? On the phone? And he goes, yeah, I'm on a cell phone. I'm going, really? So I hear this guy in the background. It was the director. At the time, I didn't know. Tell him to say this. So he would give me the scenario. So we did the lines over the phone. Tell him to say this. Tell him to say that. And I did. Shit, before I hung up, I had the role.
All right.
Yeah, it was cool. And the movie's it's on Hulu and Netflix and Amazon Prime. It's called Trust No One.
Okay.
NO1, Trust No One. And it's a great little independent film. And now there's so many avenues now. Dude, it's not just the movie theater, although that's still the dream.
I love the independent film.
Yeah, Hulu.
The filmmakers, little independent filmmakers. There's some great stuff out there and some great talent.
Oh yeah,
and that's why I'm excited about the studio coming here, is because there is an enormous amount of talent in this town.
Mark Wahlberg said it himself.
And they don't really have a venue,
right?
And I think that this will give them a chance, and I think that they're going to find, once they get rolling here, that this is a gold mine for them.
Well, I know Hollywood always looked down on Las Vegas actors the last 30 years since I've been here. Oh, you're from Las Vegas. First of all, my agent in the beginning, when I first got her back in the 90s, if you didn't have a Southern California area code, they just said, no, we're not even going to call him. But now, cell phones, everybody lives everywhere all over the country, and they have their own area code from wherever they're from, and they just have their phone number wherever. So nowadays it doesn't matter. Nowadays, I still get calls from my agent. I'll go down to Hollywood and do the audition and come back. And hell, there was another time I drove down for the audition, did it. So I'm halfway back. My agent calls, congratulations, you got another audition. When? They want you to come right now. I said, I'm halfway to Las Vegas. So I'm like MacGyver and flipping across the median and went back, and got it.
Yeah.
And then there's times when you don't,
Right.
and I think here in Vegas, once the studio opens, we'll be able to audition right there.
Yep.
Mark Wahlberg said himself that there's a lot of talent in this town. And I think a lot of the movie stars move here now.
Yeah.
And I think they're starting to recognize that.
Well, look, you have the mountains, you've
Yeah.
got the lake, you've got the city, you got the suburbs, you got
Yep.
the desert.
Everywhere.
You
can film anywhere. In the wintertime, you can go to Mount Charleston for
Yeah.
snow scenes.
Yeah.
For snow, and then you can go out to the lake and get on a boat.
Yeah.
Go out there and do a mob movie. You throw somebody overboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Mob stuff. That's what I'm going to be known for. Just as a great mob actor.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite stuff to do. And comedy. A comedy too. I used to do improv
Right.
in town here, which again, improv actors teaching a stand-up comic improv is more difficult than teaching an improv comedy actor stand-up, because stand-up actors have a routine.
Sure.
They've done it every day,
They've
daily.
got the jokes written. They've got the lines. They've got blah, 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 blah,
They know when
right.
they know when the breaks are at. They know when
Right.
the audience is going to laugh, or hopefully. And improv, you're using other actors, and there's no script, there's no
Right.
set, and you're using the suggestions of an audience. And improv acting is great training, especially for an actor.
Sure.
It teaches you how to be free and to think about stuff on the go. And it doesn't matter if it's stupid or the greatest thing ever. It just keeps the cobwebs off. It keeps you thinking.
Right.
And when we did improv in Vegas back in the 90s, when remember Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Of course.
Everybody on that show
My
became
cousin
famous.
was on that show.
Really? Who?
Ryan Stiles.
What?
Yeah. Big tall guy.
Yeah, well they all
You don't remember him?
he on
He was on 2.5 Men and some
Yeah.
other shit. Yeah.
well, everybody on that show made it. What's his face? Drew Carey got Price is Right.
Right.
And then you've got
But Drew Carey had his own show before
well,
he did the
right.
improv. Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
But and then everybody else made it too.
Sure.
The Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah.
He was on that show. Wayne Brady.
Yeah.
And then his sidekick
Yep.
was on that show. And then the older guy. Remember the older guy? The bald-headed older guy?
Yeah. Ralph Nader.
Yeah, no, it's always Ralph Nader with you. I saw him at a show on the Strip last year, and I had forgotten about him. He was hilarious.
Just full disclosure, as far as I know, I mean, to the best of my knowledge, Ryan Stiles and I are not related.
Okay, there you go. My cousin Ryan Stiles. I believed you. I mean,
Hey!
hey,
Improv,
that's it. You did it.
acting.
That's it. There's no camera on you. Acting. This is what he's doing. Acting, improv. But yeah, I think it's going to be good for the city. What now about this baseball field with the A's, the Tropicana? They already started. Did you see that? I drove by the other day. They're starting to bulldoze. They're not imploding it for a
Right.
while, but they're starting to get all the
That's
glass out of it.
Heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking, man.
Well, and I heard some comments about Tropicana. Well, nobody was visiting it. It was turning into a dump the last 10, 20 years. Okay, fair enough. But I was there, the last time I was there, November 2022, when I worked on the Netflix movie Undisputed. And I played a security guy in the casino. That was the last time. What a good, just brought back old vibes.
Right.
And Vegas doesn't have that mentality of
Well,
saving.
They used to have the swim up blackjack tables.
When I first moved
and
here in the late 80s.
bar And
You could go to the swimming pool. I moved
Yeah.
here in the late 80s. You didn't even have to have a room.
right,
You just walk on in and grab a towel. They didn't care about any of that stuff back then.
right.
And what a great time it was. I did a lot of coke in that hotel. Probably shouldn't tell everybody, but yeah. But shh, don't tell nobody. But yeah, that was a great place, man. That was the last of the great shows. Folies Bergère,
Yeah.
wasn't that there? Or no?
And that's another heartbreaker is there are no more showgirls shows in town.
All you have is maybe the the showgirls that models now that you see on the
Right.
strip or show up
But
with.
I mean, as far as the show, like
no,
the Follies,
they're gone.
Follies Bergère, Jubilee, the
Oh.
Lido di Paris, all of those.
Well,
I
I
mean,
get.
that was Vegas.
Well, you know what angers me is they say, well, the shows got to be too expensive because they had a live band and orchestra.
Sure.
Well, wait a second. First of all, you
It
guys
got-
got 10 times more money
It
than
didn't
you
get
had.
too expensive.
No.
They just got too fucking greedy.
Right. And I remember when I
Oh,
first.
we can make more money if we pipe in the music.
Right, because they had to pay.
Right.
I remember when I first moved here, they had the strike, the musicians.
Oh yeah.
And that, again, that ruined them. That was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
But what a great time. You could walk up in the line, the maitre d', you slip them 100, boom, you're in the front table.
Yep.
Nowadays, you can't do any of that. And you mentioned greedy. That's greedy. And now they pool the tips now. They used to call them tokes.
Yeah.
Now they don't. The town's gone to shit, I
Yeah.
think. There's some cool stuff to do in town, but it's not the same. And who knows how it's going to be 20, 30, 40 years from now when they get that new airport built.
Yep.
We get 40 million passengers a year now or through that airport.
Yeah. That new one they're talking about putting out at State Line, aren't they?
Yeah, well, not that
Prim?
far. But they're talking.
this
How
side
far?
of Prim,
How
yeah.
far is Prim? 30 miles.
30.
Yeah,
I think at 30.
You're talking about 15,
Yeah.
20 miles.
Yep.
Like Denver did with Stapleton. They moved it out
Yep.
a little farther out. So, jobs will come, but how much can this town take? They're already talking about the water. Did you see they're building a $1.5 billion beach? It's all going to be off Flamingo and the 15. And as you're going over the Flamingo, you'll be surrounded by beach water. Where is it going to be? It's going to be on the left. It's going to be on the strip side.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be a man-made beach like you're at the ocean.
Okay.
Sand and all that shit.
Associated with which hotel? The Flamingo?
I'm trying. They said on the corner of Flamingo and the Boulevard, but I'm trying to think. There's nothing unless it's on the other side, the west side of the highway. I'm trying to think what's over on that west side of the highway. But yeah, they're going to build a damn beach in the Las Vegas. You won't even have to go to Southern California anymore. How expensive is that kind of shit going to be? The only thing about Vegas is that you can go all over the world without ever leaving here.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Right.
Well,
they get that bullet train built and, 2
that's
hours.
coming.
Yep.
Yeah, that's coming. Although they were talking about that too. It's not going all the way to LA. It's going to go like San Bernardino or something. So
yeah, but even so.
Yeah.
I mean, drive down, that's an hour drive into San Bernardino, hop on the train, you're here in 2 hours.
Well, people that don't like to drive,
right.
That'll be good for that. And they say it's going to be, I don't know how expensive it's going to be, but for people that don't want to drive, it's probably good for that.
Yep.
People still want to drive their own car, but no, I'd be okay if they get it. I don't know how well it's going to go. I mean,
we'll find out.
These bullet trains in the U.S., everybody else in the world's
do it
got
all over the world,
but here,
there's no fucking reason we can't do it here except fucking idiots.
And that's another thing too. I love train travel, and when I was in Europe as a kid, we used to travel the train, and at night you'd have the specialty sandwiches and the food. And here we don't use the train in the United States.
No.
I think they have Amtrak.
Yep.
Kind of, but not from one end to the other. I think it's like sectional, certain parts of the country,
right,
where you can do a train, but it's nice and relaxing. I like train. Have you been on a train travel?
Oh yeah, I took a train all the way from New York to California.
Back how long ago when they were doing that? So 20, 30, 40 years?
1953.
Oh shit. Okay.
What year did the Dodgers come to California?
I thought it was later than the mid to late 50s, but
I think 56.
how was it?
Maybe.
Was it 3 or 4 days?
3 days.
Okay.
Yeah,
Had a sleep.
3.5 days.
You had a sleeper car and all that stuff. And
yeah, my mom, my sister, and I, God, we loved it.
It's fun, man. I liked driving the train, especially in Europe. It was really, really cool. Now, well, we'll see what happens. But I'll tell you what. It looks like. Hey, Patrick, thank you, man. Appreciate it so much. Yeah, I guess we're saying goodbye. We're getting thrown out of here already. So hope you guys enjoyed the show. We just improv radio. We talk about whatever comes up in our mind. And we'll be back next Thursday with the full crew, I believe. I think all three of us will be here. As far as I know,
they're all coming back if they can make bail.
Right. That's right.
Okay.
But I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll talk to you later. And thanks again, John, for piping in even though most of your opinions are horrible.
Say goodnight, George.
Say goodnight, George. Isn't that crazy? George and